We are back with another video. This one is on how to get fast class XP. I'm going to be showing two different methods in this video that you can use to gain fast XP. The first one is going to be a PvE method and the second will be the PvP method. In previous videos, I have shown you other methods that you can use to gain fast XP, and I'm sure most of those methods are still valid. Now, if you're going for character XP, the best way is through the daily quests that you can do. There's also challenges that you can do in Sand Sea that provide a lot of character XP as well. Another method of gaining some really fast character XP is the daily tasks. Where the heck are they? There they are. Daily tasks right here. You can gain a very large amount of XP from this, not to mention excellent gold. Two things you'll want to do before you start grinding for class XP is you want to get some boosters. So you've got the class XP boost that you can get, as well as some fish stuff that you can get as well. The class boost stuff is super easy to get. You can go to any location and any place where there are characters if you've been grinding for any. So let's say I go to the Berserker guy right here, and in the Berserker class thing, you're going to see how many tokens you're going to need in order to get some class XP boost tokens. As you can see, I have a very large amount, so I can easily buy as many of these as I want, and this will really help you gain some XP when you're going up against PvE stuff. If you're doing PvE content, you'll want to grab those. And this is probably the easiest way of getting the class tokens, is by just running the Trials of Fury, because it is really fast. Just grab this thing right here and you're getting 100 tokens if you do this every day. So that means guaranteed you're going to be getting one class XP token every day if you at least do one of those. And then second is the fish. We're jumping to the House of Oddities and then heading out the door, and you're going to want to head up and talk to Fisher. In the fish snacks, you're going to be having all kinds of yummies that you can have, and so these are really easy to get. You've got the fish snacks right here. They give you some XP and some class XP, so you've got a certain percentage that you get for these things here, so definitely worth going for these and very easy to get. You just have to fish a little bit to get them. You can just go for the lowest ones, or depending on what location you fish in, you might have more of something else, but grab these if you can, because every little bit counts. So you're going to be heading to Heartwood Forest, and then you'd be heading this direction, and right here you're going to be finding the Whitaker Forest dungeon. If you're using a class that does not have any AoE attack, then I highly recommend changing your cross skill to an AoE attack. So either this one or this one works. Make sure to use your boosters before you go in the dungeon, or just as you get into the dungeon. Once you're in the dungeon, you're going to be grouping up the mobs into one location. And this is when you're going to be using your cross skill, or if you're using a class that has an AoE attack, then you can just use that. Another method I use is I switch between the monsters when I'm fighting them to make sure that I've tagged every single one of them, because then when they're dropped, you gain the XP. You continue this method throughout the dungeon. Make sure to group all the mobs into one location and then use an AoE attack, and then proceed to take down the rest of the mobs. This dungeon works best as a group. When you get to the boss room, I notice a lot of people dropping out, but they fail to realize the boss gives a good amount of XP and it's worth it to kill him. It only takes a couple seconds. So finish the dungeon and then repeat. Next is PvP. If you're just getting started with PvP, I do have a guide for people who are just getting started with it. PvP isn't for everybody, but it is a great source. In fact, probably the best source of XP right now. If you're not much of a fighter, that's fine. Just go for the captures. There's 3 different zones that you can capture, not to mention a bounty zone that you can also try to capture. You can go for those zones and try to get the win. If you do get the win, you're going to be gaining a large amount of class XP. You also get a good amount of character XP, and you can finish a round between 4.5 minutes to 6 minutes. So for that time frame, that is really good XP. Now, if you lose a round, you're gaining half of the XP, but even gaining half of that amount, that percentage that you get, is still really good. So even if you're losing, you're still gaining really good XP and class XP. But you gain double for winning, so it's really worth it to get that win. For the set of the day, I'm going with this one right here. I love the look of this thing. It's so dark and menacing, and it made it into the set of the day. That is it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Keep those swords swinging.